So we've been seeing the obligatory uses of the mood tense, and we will continue to look at some of these uses. To choose is elegir, elegir,
Elegir.
which sounds a little bit like,
Elect.
yes, elect, related to elect. Election in Spanish is elección. I choose from elegir is elijo, elijo. So what happened there?
The E became E.
Yes, the E or the E sound became an I or an I sound. So instead of splitting, this E just turns into an I. And that happens sometimes in Spanish with a few verbs. When we stress the E, instead of splitting, it will just turn into an I. So here we have elijo. And it's just when we stress it. So how would you say we choose from elegir?
Elegimos.
Elegimos. Good. So there, the E is not turning into an I because we're not stressing it. Elegimos. But in the other places where we stress it, it will. So we have elijo, you, informal, you choose.
Eliges.
Eliges. Good. So how would you say, I don't want you to choose for me? Now, when for means on my behalf, I don't want you to choose for me. I don't want you to choose on my behalf. The for that we use is por. But maybe we don't mean on my behalf. Maybe we mean, I don't want you to choose something for me. Literally something that is for me. So in that case, we would use para. But let's make the sentence like on my behalf. I don't want you to choose for me. I don't want you to choose on my behalf. Speaking informally.
No quiero que elijas por mí.
Very good. No quiero que elijas por mí. Good. So por mí is like on my behalf. I don't want you to take my decisions. No quiero que elijas por mí. To break was romper or romperse if we say something breaks without saying who breaks it. We said that the romper was related to rupture in English, which also means it's related to corrupt. The rupt of corrupt is rupture, disrupt, erupt. So romper is to break. How would you say, I don't want it to break? I don't want it to break.
No quiero que rompa.
If you say no quiero que rompa, I'm waiting to hear what you don't want it to break.
Lo rompa. Not lo rompa.
Well, that would be a different sentence.
Se rompa.
Good. If you were to say no quiero que lo rompa, it would mean I don't want him or her to break it or you, formal, to break it. If you say no quiero que se rompa, we're not saying who, we're just saying I don't want it to break. I don't want it to break itself, even though we don't literally mean itself. We said that we can use para, for, para. We can use para like to when it's in order to. So when we have a to in English, which implies in order to, we should put para in Spanish. What was to find?
Encontrar.
Encontrar. Encontrarse, encontrarse, to find oneself, is to meet up, to meet up. So how would you say we have met up, or we have found ourselves or each other, which is the same word in Spanish?
Nos hemos encontrado.
Good. Nos hemos encontrado. We have met up. So we have met up in order to speak. We have met up to speak. We have met up in order to speak.
So nos hemos encontrado para hablar.
Good. Nos hemos encontrado para hablar. Good. So we have met up to speak. And although we wouldn't say in order to speak usually in English, if that to speak implies in order to speak, then we will put para in Spanish. Nos hemos encontrado para hablar. But after para qué, so that, para qué, you must use the mood tense. We have cooked in order that they eat. We have cooked so they eat.
Hemos cocinado para que coman.
Good. Hemos cocinado para que coman. Good. We have cooked so that they eat. And you can't make the shortcut there of para comer, hemos cocinado para comer, because of course it would just sound like we have cooked in order to eat, in order for us to eat. Good. To go back or to return is volver, volver.
volver,
Volver, like in revolve, the volve of revolve is volver, and exists in Spanish revolver, but in Spanish revolver means to stir. Revolver. So volver is to return or to go back or to come back. How do you think you would say I return, I come back or go back?
volvo, vuelvo,
Vuelvo. Good, the O splits. Vuelvo. How would you say you come back or you go back, speaking informally?
vuelves,
Volver. Take it slowly.
vuelves,
Good. Vuelves. Now, if you say so that you come back, in order for you to come back so that you come back.
para que vuelvas,
Good. Para que vuelvas. So you could say something like, I've done it so that you come back. I've done it so that you come back. So I have done, the version of hacer after haber, after any version of haber, is hecho. It's very irregular. And we said the hecho, the version of hacer after haber, also means fact. So I have done, how is it? I have done.
he hecho,
Good. I have done it so that you come back. Informally.
lo he hecho para que vuelvas,
Good. Lo he hecho para que vuelvas. How would you say I have done it so that they come back?
lo he hecho para que vuelvan,
Good. Lo he hecho para que vuelvan. Good. How would you say they have done it so that we come back? They have done it so that we come back.
lo han hecho para que volvamos,
Good. Lo han hecho para que volvamos. They have done it so that we come back. And I should mention that you might hear para shortened down in Spanish to pa. So para que would sound like pa que volvamos. How much this happens or if it happens at all depends on dialect, so you will notice it. If you hear pa, it's just para. What was the word for so, like in so tired?
tan,
Tan. And también, T-A-M-B-I-E-N, is as well also. And it actually has tan inside there. The N turned to an M because of that B, it softened it. So we have tan and then bien, también. Just like in English as well. Tan, other than so, can also be translated as in certain circumstances. And then well, from as well, bien. So interestingly, they are like direct translations of each other, even though if you think about it, the direct translation doesn't make any sense, as well. But it's the same in English and Spanish. As well, también. So how would you say so that you too, so that you as well come back? And let's speak informally.
para que tú también vuelvas,
Good. Para que tú también vuelvas, or para que vuelvas tú también. So how would you say we have done everything? We have done everything so that you also come back. We have done everything so that you also come back.
hemos hecho todo para que tú también vuelvas,
Good. Very good. Hemos hecho todo para que tú también vuelvas. Very good.